Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. A graded reader, Level A2. Introduction. Alice was a young girl with a lot of imagination. One hot afternoon, she sat by the river with her sister. Her sister read a big book, but it had no pictures or conversations. What is the use of a book without pictures? Alice thought. The day was very warm and Alice felt sleepy. Suddenly, something very strange happened. A white rabbit with pink eyes ran past her. This was the beginning of her incredible adventure. Chapter 1: Down the Rabbit Hole. The rabbit was not a normal animal. He took a watch out of his pocket. "Oh dear! Oh dear! I shall be too late," he said. Alice stood up quickly. She never saw a rabbit with a waistcoat and a watch before. She ran across the field after him. The rabbit jumped into a large rabbit hole under a hedge. Alice followed him immediately. The hole went straight down like a tunnel. Then, she began to fall. The hole was very deep. She fell slowly, so she had time to look around. She saw cupboards and bookshelves on the walls. She even saw maps and pictures. Am I near the center of the earth? Alice asked herself. She fell and fell for a long time. Finally, she landed on a heap of dry leaves. Thump! She was not hurt. She saw the white rabbit again, but he disappeared around a corner. Chapter 2: The Hall of Doors. Alice was in a long, low hall. There were many doors around her, but they were all locked. She walked down the middle and wondered how to get out. Suddenly, she saw a small table made of glass. On the table, there was a tiny golden key. Alice tried the key in every door, but it did not open them. Then, she found a small curtain. Behind it, there was a very small door, only 15 inches high. She put the little key in the lock, and it opened. The door led to a beautiful garden with bright flowers and fountains. However, Alice was too big to go through the door. She went back to the glass table. This time, she found a small bottle. The label said "Drink ME" in large letters. Alice drank the liquid. It tasted like cherry tart, custard, and pineapples. Suddenly, Alice began to shrink. Soon, she was only 10 inches tall. She was the right size for the door, but she forgot the key on the table. Now she was too small to reach it. Chapter 3: The Pool of Tears. Alice sat down and cried. Be a brave girl, she told herself, but she continued to cry. She cried many liters of water. Soon, there was a large pool of salty water around her. Then, she saw a small cake in a glass box under the table. The words "Eat ME" were on the cake. Alice ate it and stayed the same size for a minute. Then, she grew and grew. In a second, her head hit the ceiling. She was now nearly 3 meters tall. She felt very lonely and started to cry again. Her large tears made a giant pool in the hall. The white rabbit ran past again, but he was afraid of the giant Alice. He dropped his white gloves and a fan. Alice took the fan and started to use it because it was hot. The fan was magic. Alice started to shrink again. She became so small that she fell into her own pool of tears. I wish I didn't cry so much, she said. She swam in the salty water and met a mouse. The mouse was also swimming in the pool. Together, they swam to the shore with other small animals. Chapter 4: The White Rabbit's House. Alice and the animals were wet. They ran a circus race to get dry. After the race, the white rabbit appeared again. He looked worried. The Duchess! The Duchess! She will be angry, he cried. He saw Alice and thought she was his servant, Mary Ann. Go to my house and find my gloves and a fan, he shouted. Alice was a kind girl, so she went to his house. It was a neat little house with a sign on the door. She went inside and found the gloves. She also saw another bottle. I hope this makes me grow again, she thought. She drank it, and she grew very fast. Her head pressed against the ceiling and her arm went out of the window. The White Rabbit arrived and tried to open the door, but he couldn't. He was very angry. He called his servant, a lizard named Bill. They decided to throw stones through the window. The stones turned into small cakes. Alice ate one cake and started to shrink. She ran out of the house and into a thick forest. Chapter 5: Advice from a Caterpillar. Alice was now very small and needed to grow to her normal size. She looked around the forest. She saw a large mushroom. A large blue caterpillar sat on top of it. He was smoking a long pipe called a hookah. The caterpillar and Alice looked at each other in silence. "Who are you?" the caterpillar asked. It was not a very friendly opening. I don't know, sir," Alice said. "I changed many times today." The caterpillar told Alice to repeat a poem, but she said the words wrong. He crawled off the mushroom and into the grass. "One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter," he said. "One side of what?" Alice thought. "Of the mushroom," the caterpillar answered, and then he disappeared. Alice took a piece from each side of the mushroom. She ate a little bit from the right hand. Suddenly, her neck became very long like a snake. Then, she ate a bit from the left hand. She finally returned to her normal height. "Now, I must find that beautiful garden," she said. Chapter 6: The Cheshire Cat. Alice walked through the forest and saw a small house. She went inside and saw a duchess and a cook. The cook was making soup with too much pepper. Everyone was sneezing. The duchess held a baby, but she was not very kind to it. Suddenly, she threw the baby to Alice. Alice took the baby outside. Then, something very strange happened. The baby turned into a small pig. Alice let the pig go into the woods. She looked up and saw a cat in a tree. It was the Cheshire Cat. The cat had a very big smile and long claws. "Which way should I go?" Alice asked. "That depends on where you want to get to," the cat said. "I don't much care where," Alice began. "Then it doesn't matter which way you go," said the cat. "We are all mad here," the cat added. Then the cat disappeared slowly. His smile was the last thing to disappear. Chapter 7: A Mad Tea Party. Alice walked a little further and found another house. In front of the house, there was a long table under a tree. The March Hare and the Mad Hatter were having tea. A dormouse sat between them, fast asleep. "No room! No room!" they cried when they saw Alice. "There is plenty of room," Alice said crossly. She sat down in a large chair. The Hatter looked at Alice for a long time. "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" he asked. Alice thought it was a riddle, but the Hatter didn't know the answer. The tea party was very strange and noisy. The Hatter's watch told the day of the month, but not the time. "It is always 6 o'clock here," the Hatter said. "It is always tea time." Alice got tired of their silly talk and their rude manners. "This is the stupidest tea party I ever saw," she said. She walked away and found a door in a tree. Chapter 8: The Queen's Garden. Alice went through the door and finally found the beautiful garden. She saw 3 gardeners near the entrance. They were shaped like playing cards. They were painting white roses with red paint. "Why are you painting those roses?" Alice asked. "The Queen ordered red roses," the first gardener said. "We planted white ones by mistake." Suddenly, a loud voice shouted, "The Queen! The Queen!" The King and Queen of Hearts arrived with many soldiers. The soldiers were all playing cards. The Queen looked at the gardeners and then at Alice. "Who is this?" she asked the King. "My name is Alice, Your Majesty," Alice said politely. The Queen looked at the white roses and became very angry. "Off with their heads," she shouted. Alice felt sorry for the gardeners and hid them. "Can you play croquet?" the Queen asked Alice. "Yes," Alice shouted. Chapter 9: The Strange Croquet Game. The croquet game was the strangest game in the world. The balls were live hedgehogs. The mallets were live pink flamingos. The hoops were soldiers standing on their hands and feet. Everything was moving all the time. The players all played at the same time and they fought for the hedgehogs. The queen walked around and shouted, "Off with his head," or "Off with her head." Alice felt very nervous because the queen was very angry. Suddenly, she saw the Cheshire Cat's head in the air. "How are you getting on?" the cat asked. Alice was happy to have a friend to talk to. The king came to talk to the cat, but he didn't like him. "I don't like the way he looks at me," the king said. The king told the queen to remove the cat. But the cat had no body, only a head. The executioner didn't know how to cut off a head without a body. While they argued, the cat disappeared completely. Chapter 10: The Trial. The White Rabbit blew his trumpet. "The trial is starting," he shouted. The king and queen were on their thrones. The Knave of Hearts stood in the middle of the room. He was accused of stealing the queen's tarts. The jury was made of 12 small animals and birds. They were all writing on slates. "Call the first witness," the king cried. The first witness was the Mad Hatter, but he was very nervous. Then the cook came, but she refused to speak. Alice watched the trial and felt a strange sensation. She was growing bigger again. "Alice," the White Rabbit called. Alice jumped up and accidentally knocked over the jury box. "What do you know about these tarts?" the king asked. "Nothing at all," Alice said. "That is very important," the king said. "You mean unimportant," the rabbit corrected him. The queen was furious and pointed at Alice. "Off with her head," she screamed at the top of her voice. Conclusion. "I am not afraid of you," Alice shouted. She was now her full size again. "You are nothing but a pack of cards." Suddenly, the whole pack of cards flew up into the air. They fell down on Alice like rain. Alice gave a little scream and tried to hit them away. Then, she opened her eyes. She was lying on the grass by the river. Her head was in her sister's lap. Her sister was gently brushing some dry leaves from Alice's face. "Wake up, Alice dear," her sister said. "You slept for a long time." "Oh, I had such a curious dream," Alice said. She told her sister all about the White Rabbit, the Cheshire Cat, and the Queen. The sun was going down behind the trees. Alice got up and ran home for tea. She was very happy and she never forgot her wonderful adventure in Wonderland. The end.